Later, thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. Something big has just happened in Mali. Now the Malians are themselves capturing the TTO, not the security forces. They have decided to take their own security into their own hands, helping the military and the police to make sure that Mali is a safe place for all of them to live in. According to the current report that is coming from General Issa, in Kati, some people were apprehended. Allegedly, these were mercenaries, foreign mercenaries that were apprehended. Some said there were 10, others said 16. But as General Issa said, we are still waiting for the official confirmation of the numbers. All that we know are these two ones that were handed over to the security forces. We are seeing that there is a change in Africa, whereby Africans are not waiting for people to come into the continent to give us security. Like General Issa said, they come in the name of all manner of things, but we shouldn't fall for them. They come to preach to us that they are helping us fight to protect religion. This has been the tactics that they are using on the African, because they know that when it comes to religion, we can go to any length to destroy ourselves. So whenever they are coming into Africa, because now they've realized that they've tried everything is failing, the next thing is religion.
People of Africa receive our greetings. Several alleged terrorists, arrested for the moment. Arrested, it happened in the presence of the population, that were already mobilized, also not to be forgotten. Our populations are suffering massively. The actions of our defense and security forces, this prism of which we are in the process of search for even more information, for you to inform you more. This is what happened in the locality of Kati, the city of Kati. The city of Kati is no longer to be presented, and the people who follow us really know about what it is when you talk from the town of Kati Justi to 15 kilometers from Bamako. It is, we will say, after it is the main devices from there that we coordinate. Many things, in short, we will not say. Everything on social networks, but this hero. There are a lot of questions that arise in any case. Many questions. According to our information, the arrests have been repeated since yesterday, because one of the famous ones, an opinion leader who accompanies the efforts of the authorities, in this case Bubu Mabel on his page also we saw. Since yesterday it has been published that arrests are in progress and other pages from other sites are planned. And other even anonymous accounts yesterday was in the suburb of Kati, i.e. there is a village not far from Kati. Some had already been arrested at this level. But what happened today is that they managed to get public transit vehicles that others call here Sotrama. No, the vehicles that would have arrived. We have been talking about the 10 people. Some talk about 16 CE, are numbers that remain to be confirmed by us. We are waiting for the official press release for the moment. Since it's on the networks and others, we receive many calls, many messages. What happens to neighborhood, we can't answer everyone. But according to some witnesses who were on the spot, they are the witnesses. They arrived aboard the Sotrama vehicles. Drivers who were driving the vehicle in question. Yeah, the guards would have come down to signal their presence to the military who were at CE level at CE control point. Since you know there are points of controls everywhere in Mali itself, we try to track down the terrorists everywhere. So at the city level there are cops, there are several devices in place. And the driver would have reported that there are terrorists in his vehicle and they're Air Force personnel who discovered what you know, and immediately they took control of the vehicle. They brought this hero. That's why you see some images where you have already. Here they already have blindfolded eyes. Here they are attracted, and you may have media or many others is of the alleged terrorists. As for them, our parents, the presidents go there. The population said I guess there would be a lot of weapons, but what is official is when, and the VA Army to issue a communique in this sense. And I believe that you will have there. This moment we will have more information. All I'm saying, it is about the people who were on the spot, who have talked to people who were on site. And that's why social networks were immediately taken. It raises a question for the rest of us. Countries that are countries at war, who are at war with the imperialists, we must multiply information to our defense and security forces. If this gesture really acted like this, it is salutary. Because someone would have said, why he didn't make his starting point, if it does not have a defense and security force near it, if it is guaranteed to feel an ESMA like this. And I think when I arriving alongside the military and report immediately, it was an act, that's what is required. Because if we had ever searched, we had searched, and he had not reported the presence he was going to be as treated like big guns, like terrorists. In addition, even the owner of the vehicle was perhaps going to suffer. He reports that there are terrorists with him and he is not trained to stop them anyway. They are many, it is such acts that it is necessary to multiply, to support the efforts that are underway.
Our present even?
The first institution, Its Excellence, Lord the Saint healed, he said publicly. Denounce the criminals, these terrorists are bandits of the real bandits of mercenaries who obey interests. Imperialists against Africa, against the African populations, and especially those who have been apprehended. You have lives when you see the images on social networks. Many are not Malians because between us we also know each other. According to me, I can be wrong. Many of them, they do not seem to be Malians, do not seem to be Malians. When you look at them very closely, you understand that immediately. So if many of them seem not to be men of the jerseys, how these people reach the interior of our countries, our populations should. We inform more when we even see them go by. Next, we need to know that these are not Malians. What do they want? What do they have against evil? If they want to make their war, I don't know what they call it, what religions. But let them go to the countries they want. We have nothing to do with these things. And we are almost the countries of West Africa, which has one, if not the oldest Islamic university. When Kanku Musa was doing his pilgrimage to Mecca in 325 with many Malians, some were still simple forests. But they leave all these countries, only us they come. It is at our place that they come to say their religious war. No, it's the oil war, the energy war, but under the guise of a war of religion. And these people, if they are not Malians, if a foreigner is ever caught doing mercenary work, want to take the life of Malians, we believe that example cases should be made publicly. It is necessary they must be publicly eliminated and publicly executed. After the lecturers will not tell us anyway that it is not normal, I said, but listen. The countries that finance the most democracies, at least it's not the United States, they said that their enemy had become Saddam Hussein. They had him publicly hanged, yet Saddam Hussein was their friend. They used Saddam to fight Iran's war against Iraq. At home, the prison of Abu Ghraib, the Guantanamo and others, we are not doing the same. But wait for the nationals. Neighboring countries, when I say do not look like Malians. Follow our eyes. Even when you see them, even through the color of your skin. To their physiognomy, even they cannot leave their country. Let their population live quietly and come and sow the shit at our place. Any foreigner caught in this, there is no forgiveness. If you have to commit an act, your war of religion, do that in your village there, in your country. You are not Venus too, you did not come to remove the life of Malians. Attacking because they simply drive tankers. Go set fire to factories, why? Not all those who do should have forgiveness. So now we are launching an appeal to our populations. Learn more. Because the terrorists, according to CE, that are reported to me by a finger, had in any case reached to create a kind of psychosis today. No. If you only call, they are aware they are not aware of anything. There are only maybe some people to talk to. That can be their collabo and bring back. But the terrorists are not aware of anything. So people are not afraid because the war on terror. His enemy, especially if you have fear, if the enemy in front notices that you are afraid it's over for you, nobody should be afraid. Our defense and security forces are in the process of making these people to attack strongholds, try every time to infiltrate the cities first, and like that from the inside they start their dirty operations. Then arrive, perhaps a force positioned outside the city. Already youth organizations, in each level of each article, at the level of each city, must reassure itself, whenever there is that it is about someone who is not so dangerous. Surgery is needed. That's why I greeted when the mayor of Marseille had made a decision to allow the young forgiveness to the youth, the youth to set up a monitoring committee. Because the young people of the city or many villages know who is who is a OR. Well, that's there, I don't know. A long time. It should be strengthened, review committees, monitoring committees to inform our defense and security forces of these people who will do everything, try to do everything to infiltrate our cities first. They will fail. We remain determined, mobilized behind our authorities, behind our defense and security forces, and we will win. See you tomorrow for another topic on the same news. Thank you.
We should not allow religion to divide us. We should be so watchful. We should be watchful, very vigilant. Protect ourselves. Love ourselves. We should not allow any foreign religion to divide us. We were here when they brought their religion to us. So why should we then allow that to be the reason to which we'll rise up against our own people? We are seeing a new Africa, a new dawn, whereby we ourselves, as citizens, are taking our own security into our own hands. Gone are the days when the Africans sit here, and we think that the only people who can protect us are those outsiders, the same people who came into the continent to oppress us. But we are seeing a different dimension in Mali, in Niger, and Burkina Faso, because the citizens themselves are vigilant, going after these same TT people, making sure that their place, their country, is in good hands. And if Africa will become a better place, you and I have a responsibility to play. The army cannot be everywhere, but we the citizens are everywhere. And that is why we need to make sure we watch over our countries. We watch over our continent. How can people travel all the way to Africa, all in the name of they want to protect their religion, and they will not sit in their home countries to protect their religion, but it is in Africa? We should understand, nobody is here because they love us. Like Mark, the EU member of parliament, said, it's because of your oil, your gold, your diamond. Anybody who is here preaching religion to you, you should understand it's not because they love you so much. They know that is the only tool they can use to manipulate you so you can be so sober while they carry your resources. What we are seeing happen in Africa is about resources that will be used to give you the future that you want. It's what they are taking. So they give you religion and take your riches. So we continue to hold on to religion, poor, while they take our resources. So, like General Issa said, this is not about religion. It's about your gold, your oil, your diamond, your silver. This is one thing we need to understand as Africans. Nobody is here to protect us. They are here to protect their interests, and their interest is the resources. They know you don't understand anything that has to do with our land. That is why even the educational system they've given to us do not teach us what we have. We don't even know gold. We heard of gold. We have not seen it yet. We are working on gold. So they keep preaching things that will not make us know the value of our land, what we have. And that is religion. When you die, you inherit heaven. You inherit gold. Yet they are busy here digging out gold, taking the gold out 24/7. They are not here because they love us. If they love you, the black person, they wouldn't have castrated your men. Why do you think that these same people, like Captain Ibrahim Traore said, castrated our men who claim they love us and they preach their religion to us? Make sure today there is no black person among them. Have you asked yourself? Look at the millions of slaves they took out of Africa. These religions that were brought to us are to make you the African, not to know what you have. These are there to colonize you in the modern way. And even in this 21st century, we are still sitting here holding on to religion while our riches are taken out. These people who are preaching riches in heaven to you do not want the one that is in heaven that they have discovered, but they want the one that you have on earth. And when they finish, they tell you vanity upon vanity. And you are sitting here holding on to that thing that everything is vanity. Nothing is vanity. Oh. Nothing is vanity here. If it is vanity upon vanity, the God you believe in will not give you gold if you don't need it. Wouldn't give you silver, wouldn't give you diamond. He knows that these are the things we the black people need to survive. That was why God gave them to us. So don't let people use religion to keep carrying our resources. They should not give us what they have to take what we have. So our brothers in Mali, Niger and Burkina Faso, we are so happy that you have understood the fight and you are protecting your leaders, protecting your land. I hope one day all of us in Africa will understand this and rise up to fight for the total liberation of the African. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall, and united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world in Africa, West Africa, and in Mali.